Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, this foundation review will be in a different format. So today I thought I'd do a review and a wear test on the new Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. It's been hyped up almost as much as the concealers, and I just wanted to know what the deal was with the foundation, how it looked on my skin, how it wore, but you can see how it's worn. I look like a grease ball. But anywho, yeah, so I've tried this foundation and this is what it looks like after 13 hours. Yeah, it's a lot. So you saw me apply the foundation in the morning, and that time it was around, I think the time was around 7 o'clock at the time. And I had to basically go to work. I didn't even have time to basically to tell you what the foundation looked like once I finished. I took the foundation to work. It's been a very long day. I'm just getting around to filming this part of the video. So I wanted to just address the elephant in the room, and that is the grease on my face. My face does look a lot more shinier than it does in real life. I will say that because I have this kind of tiny ring light thing that I'm using, which doesn't necessarily look very flattering. My face is shiny, I'm not gonna hide that, but it looks a lot shinier on camera than it should. And yeah, so, and the foundation actually looks better than it does on camera. I'm not really sure why it's looking this way on camera, but yeah, it's looking something special. So anyway, the foundation applied really well. You saw how it applied. It didn't fully cover my blemishes on my cheeks on the first application, so I went in with another one. The second layer covered the majority of it, but because I'm going to work, I wasn't looking to put more than 2 layers on anyway. And yes, I'm not really a heavy foundation type of person. So the foundation was really nice. It looked like skin, felt like skin, and I just loved the way it applied. It just blended into my skin. That was before I even set it. The concealer, I bought the concealer in C16 because I already have in fact I recently purchased the smaller concealer, the Conceal and Define in shade 12.5, and I bought another shade 13 before they brought out the new Supersize one. So yeah, I already had that, so there was no point in me purchasing another Supersize in those exact colors. So I bought Supersize in the C16 so I can use that to contour, and also so I can actually just see what it looks like and if it was any different. Not that it would be any different, it's just basically to have that extra size. And yeah, so the concealer concealed really well. I like that shade. I thought it might be a bit more warmer than it appeared. It appeared to be more of like a neutral dark brown rather than a warm dark brown, but anyway, it contoured my skin really well. The only thing that I will say with the foundation is that, just like I was expecting, I don't know why I was expecting it to be different. With the foundation, it wasn't an exact match, so it looked a bit cooler than I would have loved. I prefer foundations with a yellow undertone, and this one was a bit more neutrally, slightly reddy. Yeah, so I felt like once I had applied my full face, my face was looking a lot warmer, maybe because I kind of overcompensated with my MUA Pro Apricot setting powder, my loose setting powder. So maybe that's why it looked a bit warmer than it should have, or maybe it was just the base of the foundation. But either way, I like the foundation. I don't love the shade range, even though the shade range is amazing. It comes in 24 shades, but the undertones of those shades needs a lot of work. I've said this with the Camouflage foundation. I said this with the the drop foundation, and I'm going to say it again with this one. They need to work on the undertones. It's great that they have 24 shades, but it's no use if we can't use those 24 shades. Yeah, so the darker shades, the darker colors in the range are fine. The mid-tone shades, we need more yellow undertones, definitely. I like the concealer. The concealer definitely is not my favorite. I actually prefer the full cover Camouflage foundation concealer, because that doesn't break up on my under eyes. So where I've set it with powder, it's broken up, but it's been a long day. Like I said, it did hold up quite well. I think it was like around the 6-7 hour mark that I started noticing creases in my under eyes. And again, the foundation is creased in my smile lines, and it looks worse than it does in person. I promise you it doesn't look as bad, but it is definitely shiny. My T-zone, and I did blot. So I blotted this foundation twice because I was at work. I blotted at the what time was it? Was it around past 12? And then I blotted again around 4:30. And then it still looks like this. So this reminds me of the drop foundation, because that had me looking like a grease ball. Now that had a better finish at the end of the day. I think a slightly better finish than this did, and I think I even preferred the finish of that. So I wasn't expecting, because this is a matte foundation, I wasn't expecting it to be as greasy as this. I actually don't remember the last time my face was as greasy as this, which is why I'm referencing the drop foundation, because that's that's kind of like the last time I remember my face being this greasy. Yeah, so that's the only thing. I didn't expect my face to get this greasy so quickly. So what I'm gonna do, I think if I have time tomorrow, I'll film another try, but I'm going to use another powder that I think definitely helps. And this powder I'll probably feature in another video on its own anyway, but it's an old school powder that everyone's forgotten about. It's really good, and I've been using it for the past couple of weeks, and it's just been keeping me matte nearly all day. Like by the end of the day, I barely have any shine on my nose. That's how good it is. So yeah, I'll definitely use it on that and see how that works with this foundation. But I like the foundation and I would wear it again, but it's just not a long wear foundation. At least that's not what I think anyway. Once I try it with my other powder, I'll let you know, and I'll probably put another clip in just so you can see. But yeah, so the foundation is good, but it's not as good as I wanted it to be. I love the finish. They need to work on the undertone, and I like the Supersize concealer. Yeah, so that's about it. It's a really great full coverage concealer, really great medium to full foundation, and I just love the way it looks. For the first couple of hours it looks amazing. Yeah, so if you want that in your foundation, or you know you're not going to be out all day, or if you have dry skin, you love this foundation. If you have normal skin, you love this foundation. If you have oily skin, you probably will need to mattify and mattify and then mattify some more. And another thing as well, I feel like my face got oilier than it should. Even on the perimeter of my face, which is normally normal, it doesn't get oily. Like you can see where I have like shine everywhere. So this foundation, I don't know what the deal is with this foundation. It's nice, but then I kind of find it a bit annoying. Yeah, so that's about it. I think I'm just going to wrap it up here. If I do decide to film the second part of this video, which will be me applying this powder, I will add it on. But if I don't, this is my review. I like it, but I don't love it, and I wouldn't wear it for an all day type of thing unless it doesn't get as oily as it looks right now. Hi everyone, so I'm back. So this is day 2 of wearing the Revolution Conceal and Define foundation. I feel like because I used the powder, I've got a bit of lipstick on my nose. Because I used the powder, the Airspun powder, the finish of this foundation is a lot better. Obviously it looks rough because it is the end of the day and I've had this on for 12 plus hours. I don't remember the foundation having any claims in terms of how long wearing it is, or like it doesn't say it's like a 24-hour foundation. I think on that it is, I think with the help of this powder it could be a kind of long wearing foundation, like an all-day foundation, but without it you saw how my face looked at the end of the day, and that is just not how my face normally looks. So this foundation for some reason went oily on me quite quickly. It has a really nice finish, but I have other foundations that have looked better by the end of the day, or that have only creased and then looked fine. They've only creased in my smile lines and then they looked fine on the other parts of my face. Whereas this one, I feel like it's kind of breaking up a bit, like around my chin area. Although I do appreciate I have been touching my face a bit more all day today. Like my nose, I've been blowing my nose, and then where my braids have been kind of rubbing on my cheeks, I've just noticed that it's taken off a bit of foundation on my cheeks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the finish. My face usually looks better than this by the end of the day, and the time is now 7:45. I did put my face on at 7 o'clock this morning again. So yeah, if you're wondering what's on my lips, it is my Colourpop Satin Liquid Lipstick in Misbehaving. It's a very autumnal colour, and yeah, so I want to say with the help of the powder, this foundation looks better than it did, way better than it did yesterday. In fact, even before I left work, I looked at my face and I thought, actually, this face looks half decent. You know, it looks quite decent for a 4 days wear. Yeah, so I'd definitely say it needs a really, really good mattifying powder. If you're going to wear this foundation and you have oily skin, you need the best mattifying powder you can find, and the best mattifying spray, and the best mattifying primer. Yeah, so that's the only thing, but I do like the initial application. I do like how it wears for like the first couple of hours, and the fact that it looks like skin. It doesn't go cakey very easily and it layers very easily. So those are the things I like about the foundation. The undertones need correcting ASAP. But apart from that, I like the foundation. I might wear it again, but I probably won't wear it anytime soon because I have other better foundations, and I really, really wanted to love this. I so wanted to love this foundation, but then again, just like the concealer as well, I feel like it's more hype than results, because the concealer, as good as it is, it does crease in my under eyes. So I don't know if you can see creasing in my under eyes. My eyes do crease by the end of the day for most, on some occasions, not actually most days. With some concealers it doesn't crease as much. With the Camouflage with the Camouflage concealer it doesn't crease as much, but with the Conceal and Define concealer it does crease, and it's creased again. But I think my overall face could look a lot better. Like at the end of the day, my face does not look like this, but this looks better than it did yesterday. So that is the only thing I would say, but this is as good as it's gonna get for nighttime. But yeah, I do like the finish, like I said. So yeah, I'm just gonna park this first impressions here. Okay, so I think I finally cracked it with this foundation. This Makeup Revolution foundation basically needs a partner. So what it is, I've mixed it with my Max Factor Healthy Skin Harmony foundation in the shade Tawny. One, because that shade is very yellow, almost bordering on olive, and because it's slightly darker than the F13 shade I originally tried. I actually put this on my face at was it around 7 this morning, and this is what my face looks like. And the time is, what time is it? The time is 8:10. So this has actually been 13 hours. I didn't actually plan to do this. I just wanted to see what this foundation will look like by the end of the day. This is my first time mixing the two foundations together, and I also tried another primer. It was a Paul and Joe primer. It looks quite ashy on me, and it's actually a moisturizing primer. I just thought, you know, I felt like trying a new primer, and this is what my face looks like by the end of the day. There is no filter on this. It looks really, really, really good, if I do say so myself. It's completely gone off the tip of my nose, but I have been blowing my nose quite a bit, and it's settled into my smile lines a bit, but this isn't the biggest crack I've ever seen. And if you've seen what the foundation looked like the first few times I tried it, there's been like a massive crack on my smile line, and my face has been like an oil slick. Today I also used the COTY Airspun powder, and this is the kind of finish I expect from it at the end of the day. So this is what I was expecting the first few times I tried it. Tomorrow I'm gonna try it again on its own. I will use some yellow, some banana powder just to take away the neutralness, just to add a bit more yellowness to it, because it's quite a neutral foundation. So I will try that again tomorrow. This is like my most thoroughly reviewed foundation, I have to say, and to think I'm actually capturing this on film as well. But yeah, I'm trying to make this work because I spent my hard-earned cash on this foundation, and I need to make it work. One, because it's so blendable and so skin-like, but two, I want to see if it can last all day, and today has proven that it can last if it's mixed, and also if I use a moisturizing primer, possibly. So I don't know. It was a Paul and Joe primer that I actually got for my first Birch box. Tomorrow I will try it with maybe, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out the best way to use the foundation to make it look nice by the end of the day, because the first time I tried it I was so shocked about how it looked. But anyway, this is just an impromptu check-in to show you what it looks like. And yeah, so I really like this. It's more or less matte except for like the corners of my nose, which isn't even bad. I wouldn't even bother to blot this. I wouldn't be too worried about this at all. But yeah, that's what it looks like. So this foundation is starting to look like it might actually have a happy ending after all. But yeah, I'll show you what it looks like tomorrow. If I have time, I'll show you what it looks like in the morning. But to think this is what it looks like by the end of the day, imagine what it looked like in the morning. So yeah, it looks pretty nice actually. I really liked my skin. But yeah, so I will try it again tomorrow, and then I'll hopefully have another update for you. Bye. Hi everyone, so apologies for the lighting, but just wanted to show you what this foundation looked like again today. So yesterday I mixed it with my Max Factor Healthy Mix foundation in the shade Tawny, which is a yellowy color, to offset the kind of, I guess, neutralness of this foundation. Yeah, so anyway, the color for this this F13 color is not my skin, it's not the right color for me, but I just thought to mix it with my Healthy Skin foundation for the second time. Yesterday I tried it with my what was it, with the Paul and Joe moisturizing primer. It's this primer in a little blush pink bottle. Yeah, so I used that yesterday. So today I thought I'd use my OG primer, which is my W7 Prime Magic primer. And today, this is my result. My face is perfectly matte on the perimeter of my face, slightly during the corner of my nose. And yeah, so it looks almost the same as it did yesterday. The only thing is it's coming off my nose a little bit because I have been like patting and rubbing my nose. But okay, so what was I saying? I've totally forgotten. So yesterday I used it with my Paul and Joe primer. Today I used it with my W7 Prime Magic. And this is what my face looks like. So yeah, it looks really good. It looks, I want to say, slightly on the dry side of my under eyes, so I think I'm just going to go in with less powder tomorrow morning. But I mean, my under eyes aren't really the problem, it's more my T-zone and the overall oiliness of my face, which is way better in these last 2 or 3 days. I've been trying it with my Max Factor foundation, so it's actually a really good skin match as well. So I really like mixing the two. So tomorrow I think I'm going to brave it and try this foundation out on its own again, but with my W7 Prime Magic. And I'll see how that works. Hi. And I'll see how that works out. But yeah, until then, can I finish? So until then, I will see you again. And then tomorrow should be my last and final check-in. Hi everyone, so this will be my final check-in to see how this foundation has worn. I've used it with my W7 Primark primer, and what else? And I used it on its own because I wanted to see if it could hold up well on its own, because I was so shocked by the first time I tried it that I just couldn't believe that it got so oily. Okay, so as I was saying, this is the first time I'm trying the foundation again, and it actually looks a lot better. Slightly more shiny on my nose than it was yesterday, but it's not as shiny as it was the first time I tried it, and it hasn't broken up on my face. And the smile lines are actually not that bad. There's a slight crack, and that's about it. There's a light shining directly on my face, which is making it look a little bit more shiny than it should do, but the rest of my face is actually just matte. Yes, I really actually do like this foundation. I've never had such a drastic turnaround in how a foundation has worn, and it went from shocking to really good in a short space of a few days. So if you've had a first reaction with the foundation and you haven't liked it, it's definitely worth trying with different primers and, you know, different bases, just to see how it wears. But yeah, so this is where I'm gonna call this foundation review / wear test, or ultimate wear test. And yes, I really do like this foundation. I actually got a compliment on my skin, or at least how the foundation looked on my skin yesterday. And yeah, I liked how it looked today. So I know how to make it work so it matches to my skin with different powders, even though initially it's not actually the right color for my skin tone. But yeah, so yeah, I definitely like this foundation. I like how it's worn. And this is my final and last and final check-in. And yes, I forgot to say the time is now 7, so this is another this is another 12-hour wear test. And I also use my COTY Airspun powder as well. So yeah, anywho, so yeah, this is where I'm going to drop the mic, and I will see you in my next video. Stay blessed, have a good night, bye. Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. So today I thought I would film myself applying the Revolution Conceal and Define. Is it Conceal and Define? Conceal and Define foundation with my preferred mixer, which is my Healthy Skin Harmony Miracle Foundation. This is by Max Factor, this is by Revolution. This shade is 95 Tawny, and this is F13. So together they create a really good finish and a really good color match for my skin. I realized when I was editing the my wear test for this foundation, I actually haven't shown how it applies on my bare skin, so you can see what the color match is. So I just thought I'd do it. So because I've already worn this foundation a few times, and I also realized that that it looks better with this foundation, and I've decided this is how I would wear it. Although I also tried it recently on its own after the first disastrous try, and it actually was okay. So the primer I started off with was my Primark matte primer. I actually thought it was just as good as my W7 Prime Magic. It actually isn't, not with this foundation anyway. So I'm going back to my OG primer, and this is my W7 Prime Magic, like I said. So I've already applied this on my face, I've already moisturized. So I'm just going to apply the two foundations so you can see how they apply. I'll swatch this first so you can see what it looks like on my skin, and then I will swatch and then I will apply both. So this F13 looks like this. It's got this giant doe foot, and this is what it looks like on my skin. So it's meant to be a golden finish, but it still looks slightly more neutral on my skin. This one is more yellow, as you can see in the packaging. So that is how it looks. I've already I think what I'll do is I'll apply one side with my sponge, one side with my brush, so you can see what the coverage is like. And what I tend to do is just dot this all over my face. That should be enough. And then I'm going to apply 2 pumps of this onto a brush. So on this side, I'll apply it with a brush. So this is what it looks like. It's a really good color match, like I said. I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the tawny just to cover up this side here. And then with my Real Technique sponge, I'm going to applying the foundation on this side of my face. So this side is obviously going to look a bit more sheer because a sponge will do that. This side is for those foundation days where it looks like you don't really want it to look like you're wearing foundation at all. It just looks like healthy skin. So you can see there's a little bit more coverage on this side. So this is what the foundation looks like with a sponge. I'm just going to dot a little bit more on this side and apply it with my sponge. Actually, I'll apply it with a brush. I'm going to use my sleek concealer in the shade Hazelnut Frappe. Just a little bit of concealer, I don't need a lot. And this is my Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in 12.5. So I'm going to blend this out and then finish up the rest of my face and come back and show you what the foundation looks like once finished. And I used majority, so the products I'm going to use to finish up my face are the same products I have used the first time round when I tried this foundation. Yeah, but this is my preferred way to wear it. So yeah, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see. I'll come back and show you the rest of my finished face. Hi everyone, so I'm back and this is my finished face. Oh, microphone wasn't plugged in. So hi everyone, welcome back, and this is my finished face. It's just to show you what the foundation usually looks like once I'm done. And yes, I haven't really done much today. No blush, no real contour, just a little bit of bronzer. Well, powder applied like bronzer just to kind of add a little bit of definition to my face. I haven't actually set this foundation and it looks like I've set it. I haven't used any setting spray today. Haven't used I used powder kind of on the center of my face, and that's about it. This foundation doesn't really need setting, but to last me all day I always set it. But today I haven't because I don't need it to last me all day. I just need to run a few errands and then come back. So yeah, this is what the foundation looks like once it's mixed in. Even without it being mixed in, it always looks very skin-like. I really love the finish of this foundation, and mixing it together and also using my W7 Prime Magic primer makes a heck of a difference. And this is like, these two are like my favorite combination for now. As I was saying, my camera battery died. Before these two foundations, I was using my Breathable foundation by Rimmel, but the 25-hour foundation, and this was my favorite until I found these two. So yeah, this is a really lightweight foundation. I do like it because it doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. It blends in with your skin. And yeah, so before those, this is what I was using. So I will be changing between the two, but these two foundations that I'm wearing today just give me the best of blendability and coverage and the mateness and longevity. Yeah, so it's just great. By the end of the day, they do settle into my smile lines, but only a little bit. And yeah, so I haven't actually used too much product today. This is just to show you what it looks like when I'm applying it. And yeah, so this is it. If you do like this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what you think, if you try the foundation. And yeah, if you will mix it, it's always worth mixing it and giving these foundations a second try. Even if you applied it the first time and it didn't look right, mix it with something else, so don't waste your money. Yeah, I was encouraged to mix it because I didn't want to waste the £9 I spent. And there isn't much to say, so until next time, I will see you in my next video. Have a blessed one. Bye.